Welcome back to WEBN's All Access Oscar Special.
Anaritas, what do you think of when you hear the words blood, intestines, and severed heads?
That you may be watching way too many horror flicks.
Close, but I was leaning more towards special effects. Victoria Berglund visited special effects technician Matt Corrigan in his workshop. Victoria?
Matt Corrigan sure knows how to create lifelike props, and he even let me get my hands dirty.
Beginning of sophomore year, I did a really small sci-fi, thriller where someone got burned and then had to eat their own leg. So I started doing some special effects makeup for that, and the second I started, I was hooked.
Matt Corrigan does special effects makeup and props for films and television shows. One of his most recent projects was working on horses for the Oscar-nominated film True Grit.
For True Grit, I think we made 2 different skins, horse skins for that. I think one was Jeff Bridges' horse, and one was Blackie, which was the little girl.
Corrigan's favorite part of his job is the end product.
I can show you I made that. That was in my hand at one point. I love that. That's so cool.
Now it's time to see Corrigan take the work from his hands and put it into mine.
All you need for intestines is liquid latex, and there's a bunch of different kinds. Take a piece of paper towel, roll it up, dip in there, and just paint it doesn't have to be perfect, but just a slathering on there. Now you paint on that. Perfect.
I learned the way they do it on the inside. Corrigan took me through the process of making bloody intestines and torn flesh.
This is awesome.
Before we wrapped, he told me how to make a few other props, and I even got to try out a horse from True Grit. I had the guts to learn, but this job takes brains, and that's where Corrigan comes in.
Well, that's the thing. As long as someone thinks that looks real.
Creating those special effects is more challenging than it seems, and it can get really messy. I can tell from working with Matt that it takes a lot of patience. Back to you, Kayla and Anaritas.
Thanks, Victoria. Now we've taken a look at the movies, but what about the fashion?
Who better than Mr. Fashionista to tell us how to make it work? Katie Bryant found out how to do it from Tim Gunn himself. Katie?
On Project Runway, Tim Gunn helps designers tap into their creativity. But here on the red carpet, he'll be telling us what works and what hurts. Tim Gunn has traded the design studios of Project Runway for a different kind of catwalk, the Oscars red carpet. He's one of the 4 co-hosts of the Oscars pre-show.
Robin Roberts, yes, absolutely, from Good Morning America, and Maria Menounos from Access Hollywood, and we have Krista Smith from Vanity Fair magazine, the West Coast editor. It's an incredible group, and what I love about the 4 of us is that we each come from a different place, and we're all so different. So in terms of covering the red carpet for the official pre-show, you couldn't have more diversity. It's fantastic.
In addition to being the famous face of Project Runway, Gunn is also the chief creative officer for Liz Claiborne. While television reporting isn't his occupation, Tim Gunn says he's no stranger to the red carpet.
I've done red carpet reportage before, a number of times before, and I get to do it being me. I don't have to pretend to be anybody else, so that gives me a level of comfort being here.
And he's not intimidated by his famous co-hosts.
Maria Menounos is Maria Menounos. I couldn't possibly be her. I don't think she'd want to be me.
Tim Gunn will critique the stars' ensembles as they walk the red carpet. And unlike some award shows, the Oscars is fashion's big night out.
If the other red carpet shows are considered weddings, this is a coronation. And people really care about how they look here because they're under, in many ways, more scrutiny than they are with any other red carpet. So there's a tremendous amount of pressure to look fabulous.
Red carpet outfits can be hit or miss, but Gunn says catering to your personal style is always carpet chic.
For me, the clothes are always about how they appear on the women or men, for that matter.
His prediction for what the stars will be wearing is to expect the unexpected. Tim Gunn will make the best dressed list, but will the stars? We will soon find out. Back to you.
Thanks, Katie. The red carpet runway is one of the best parts of the evening.
And Kate Andrews visited the studio of a designer who hopes one of her gowns makes it to the carpet.
The Oscar Design Challenge adds a Project Runway aspect to the Academy Awards. I spoke with a designer who hopes to see one of her creations in the spotlight.
Well, when I think about Oscars, I definitely, first of all, that red carpet influences regular fashion. It influences what everybody wears. Everybody looks at the Oscars. Yeah, they want to see who won, but they love to see the red carpet because that is you know, the pinnacle of fashion.
That is Natalia Romano, one of the final 9 contestants of the Oscar Design Challenge. The contest allows one up-and-coming designer to show off their work on an Oscar escort. She explained her reaction to the call from the Academy Awards.
Oscar Designer Challenge, that was really exciting to me because I had received a phone call from a woman named Toni Pickett, who I did not know was the producer of the Oscars Designer Challenge. And she said that she had called all the schools from all over the country and they asked for their top alum, and I guess they got my number.
Romano submitted the maximum of 5 designs and admits she wasn't surprised when she made it into the top 9.
It felt really amazing. I mean, I was very confident when I sent in my sketches. I sent them in to win that challenge. So I was surprised, but I was kind of expecting to be phone called back.
In her designs, Romano looked to the past for inspiration.
Yeah, I definitely always get inspired by all the old Hollywood actresses. They used to wear the most amazing things, and it's nice to be able to see that still on the red carpet, and to try to bring that back in my dress was exciting to me too.
Award season is a busy time for fashion designers, and come time for the big show, no hem goes unstitched. Back to you.
Thanks, Kate. And not only do the stars need help getting ready for the Oscars, so do the Oscar statues themselves.
Who knew that those statues could be such divas? Those gold spray tans can get pricey.
Chad Boyle spoke to the woman who revamps Oscar's wardrobe. Chad?
Each year, scenic designer Dina D'Angelo's team can be seen giving Oscar a fresh coat of paint. Her team can be seen working around the clock here on the red carpet.
It's quite a process. We refurbish them in the fall, and then we spend a week here making everything look beautiful. Well, we do repairs on anything that's a nick, and then we do probably about 4 to 6 coats of paint.
Usually it takes D'Angelo 2 weeks in the fall and then the week right before the ceremony to get everything looking just right. She doesn't just paint the Oscars on the red carpet. Her and her team are also responsible for the bandstands and other signs around the red carpet.
It's anything on here that's a scenic element. Like the other day I was under that big round sign over there doing all the painting on that.
D'Angelo has been doing this for 10 years. When she's not painting Oscars, she can be seen painting SAG Awards as well as helping out at Miss Universe pageants around the world. Up until the day of the show, the Oscar statues seem to get more attention than the stars. Back to you, Anna Rittis and Kayla.
Thanks, Chad. It is evident that the biggest night in Hollywood attracts press from all over the world.
Reporters who cover the Oscars spend months preparing to make sure they know everything about everyone who comes down the red carpet.
Brittany Berkowitz talked with some of the most famous faces in entertainment reporting. Brittany?
Award season isn't just for the stars. Some industry professionals gave me the inside scoop about what it takes to cover such a high-profile event.
Preparations for the Oscars are far greater than for any other award show, period, end of story. It takes many rehearsals. I'm doing the pre-show for ABC. We've had many rehearsals. We'll have more tomorrow just before the show, so it's pretty intense.
I guess you ramp it up a little bit before every red carpet event that you're going to work, that you're going to be interviewing a ton of stars, because it's unexpected.
In addition to bringing their A game to the red carpet, the reporters are most concerned about where they will stand to interview the stars.
Location is very important. I mean, I have the premier spot on the Oscar red carpet this year. I don't think I've ever had a better spot in my life.
To stay on top of the Oscars coverage, the entertainment professionals have to follow the films.
You basically start preparing when those good movies come out in the fall. You see all the good movies, that's for starters. And Oscar prep starts around the end of September, beginning of October. You go to the various events, the pre-shows, the various award shows leading up to this one, and you interview as many stars as possible so you don't have to find those stars on Oscar week when it's impossible.
While it takes months to get ready for the entertainment event of the year, the day of Oscar Sunday itself is filled with just as much hustle and bustle.
7:45 car pickup, 8:45 call time at the Kodak Theater, 9 a.m. rehearsal till noon. Hair and makeup from noon to 2:15. 2:15 walk the red carpet. 2:30 call time here. 3 o'clock we start we start pre-taping some interviews. 4 o'clock live show starts till 5:30. Then I'm done.
Even though there's no rest for the reporters, the moments they capture on the red carpet can be as entertaining as the movies they report on.
I was there, this was some years ago, and we got locked upstairs, and I was due for CNN downstairs on live TV. And we got locked up, and I was desperate, and I saw way down the corridor an elevator open up, and I raced and raced and raced all the way, hold the elevator like a madman. And as I got to the lip of the elevator, I tripped, fell, and looked up at Elizabeth Taylor. And she was wearing the diamond right there, the one that Burton gave her, the big one. And she just looked at me and said, "Sandy, where's the fire?"
These journalists eat, sleep, and breathe the entertainment industry, especially during Oscar season. Back to you, Anna Rittis and Kayla.
Thanks, Brittany. It's almost time for the show, so stay in your seats because we'll have more from the red carpet.
And we'll show you what the stars have to say about their Oscar wins after the break.
Shutting off. This one is one that they are fan. There's a great deal